Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. We're glad you could join for yours truly and my good buddies, the Dirt Road Sports over in Southwest Georgia, Colquitt Country, the country of Colquitt, I guess is what it is. Marvin will be with us a little bit later on. We're just glad you could join us this Saturday night. Hope you're doing well. And it's great to have our buddy Queasel back. He's been on world tour, not only to Yeehaw Junction, but I understand he's been all up through the Carolinas and other areas looking to provide more vacation services for the community during the times in which we live. And Floyd, it's good to have you here tonight, and good to have all these folks watching. Queasel, tell us where all you been.
Man, I've been all over creation. Like you said,
Yeah.
I've been all up north, but I wasn't on vacation. I was looking for places where I could drill oil. I go drill oil where I can try to bring the price of gas down in Colquitt, where working people can afford to go somewhere. It's
What's the
just
price
everybody.
of what's the
Well,
price over there?
diesel is $5.35 a gallon, and gas is four. I can't remember if it was 421 or 423 or 419, somewhere along in there. Too
419.
much. Too
419. That's where we're
too
at on.
much.
Yeah, 419. I think they done took the 9 tenths of a cent off just
Yeah,
419. They just done rounded it off. Now it's done got so high. But
but I
Uh,
feel
tell,
that's where
I
we're at.
feel so much better that I know the truth of why gas is so high. I mean,
what what is the truth?
it's that man over in Russia. It's what the
Oh,
president
okay,
said.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
he wouldn't
yeah.
tell nothing but the truth. And
No,
so,
no.
but that's what I've been doing, Charlie. I've been up riding and looking and trying to find places to drill for oil. I even got out and went in some water up there, looking around trying to find suitable places that I might could drill some oil. And I ain't find none though, but I'm
Okay.
still continuing to look.
Had a fella come up and help us do some stuff with cows one day, Wednesday this week, I believe. Paid $6 a gallon for diesel in Bonifay, Florida.
It's unreal.
$6 a gallon in Bonifay, Florida, and his gas card would only let him put $100 worth in it. And on an F-350 diesel, it didn't even bring the needle up to half.
I know it.
$100.
I know it.
$100
I know
bill.
it.
$100 bill.
Yeah.
Talking about looking for oil, Squeeze. There's a crew come through here way back probably in the 30s, 1930s or 1940s, looking for oil. And I had an uncle, Uncle Charlie, and he was for real. He was born in 1890 is when he was born.
Hmm.
And he had a pretty good sized little place out there around Bellevue out there, pretty good sized little farm, about 500-acre farm out there, and herded cows. He was doing well. Anyway, the oil folks come to his house, drove up to his house. He said they drove up to my house in a big old shiny automobile. He said they got out. He said they come in. I invited them on in the house. They come in here and sat down with me, and they told me this spiel. They give me this spiel that they were looking for oil in Miller County, around Miller County. Miller County was a prime spot for oil. They thought, according to everything, Miller County is the old original Garden of Eden.
Right.
This is the
That's right.
original Garden of Eden where it's at, where the three rivers run together and all that. It's biblical. It's in the Bible. So anyway, they thought they must have been Bible reading folks because they were doing their history on the show, and they said, "Oh, look at here, this here Miller County might be a hot spot for oil." And anyway, they went to talking to Uncle Charlie, and Uncle Charlie he was very diplomatic. He listened. He listened. He listened. Let's say he listened more than I do. I didn't get that. More talking than listen, but he listened. He sat there and he nodded, and they would tell Mr. Kimball said, we want to drill oil in Miller County. We think there's a whole sea of oil up in Miller County, Georgia. We want to drill for oil on your land. And he said, "Go drill for oil on my land." He said, "Well, what you talking about?" So they said, "Well, we're gonna come in here and we're gonna put up these big oil wells. We're gonna drill these big holes in the ground, and we're gonna put up these big oil wells, and and we gonna if we hit oil," said man said, "you will be rich." Said you'll be rich. Said there'll be oil wells everywhere around here. He said, "Y'all gonna drill?" He said, "What is gonna happen if y'all hit oil on my place?" They said, "Well, you gonna be rich and you gonna move." He looked at him. He said, "I don't want to move." He said, "Yeah." He said, "I appreciate y'all's time, but if y'all will, just go somewhere else and look for your oil." But they never did. They never did find no oil around here. You know, they drilled for oil one time down at Lake Seminole. They had some wells down there. Some. Do you remember that, Queen? Where they drilling
I
for oil?
do. Since you said that, I do remember that. Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're
Did
gonna
it
have to.
over here in southeast Alabama too, about up in Henry County, Caps, and two or three other places they drilled test wells. I think that wasn't that boys back in the late '70s, early '80s, somewhere along there.
Yeah, well, Uncle Charlie was earlier than that. It was back in the
But
30s or 40s. But yeah, and down in, I think down in Lake Seminole down there, it wasn't long after they backed up the lake down there when they started
okay.
in the 60s. I think they hit something. Didn't they hit a saltwater something down there, Queasel?
Yeah,
Hit a
there's a saltwater
saltwater
spring
well,
down there.
yeah,
Yeah,
saltwater
there's a
spring,
saltwater
and
spring down there.
had to
Yeah,
cap it
yeah,
up. Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Susan
they got
Middleton Turner, she's up there. She's over here around. She's over there around Mayhaw. She said that in 1985 they drilled around the Lucille area for oil. They ain't gonna find nothing in Lucille but pond worms. I go ahead and tell you that. They ain't gonna find no oil in Lucille. It ain't nothing but pond worms. And if anybody would have hit oil, Roger Wayne Davis with all them wells he dug over there, he'd have hit oil by then, Susan. So they wouldn't look for oil. They were looking for pond worms. Because pond worms about as expensive as oil is now.
what are you talking
You
about?
find them.
We got to do something. I did. This is we got. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to buy a mule, I reckon.
Costs too much to feed a mule.
Yeah, cost you what
Well,
you feed them
that's a
mule.
point. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. It's a
Ain't
mess.
ain't nothing free, and we might show it a little bit later on the show. But somebody made a comment on Fox. It was a Fox. That thing came off of Fox News, by the way, Floyd, the one that I sent you,
Yeah.
and it was people commenting on a story about farmers and ranchers that have evidently run on the news. I don't know if it was a Fox station or the whole Fox network, but I saw that logo up there. And they said, well, farmers and ranchers use any excuse to raise prices.
Good gracious.
They said the land provides grass and cows eat grass and drink water, and it don't cost the farmer anything to produce cattle.
Hmm. So
That's
that grass just grows. It's like manna from heaven. It
Yeah.
just comes down,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
the cow just
Fertilize.
already
It
built up
fertilizes
that thing.
itself.
Yeah, $1,200 a ton fertilizer is free. Nobody, But
They walk
this is
among us
just
and they vote.
this is just how stupid people are, and I bet they voted for Biden.
Oh yeah, them Biden voters. Hey, yeah, all anybody
I bet you.
stupid enough to write that straight Biden voters. I
Oh
I
guarantee.
yeah,
bet you couldn't
They
get them to admit
they
it.
in with it. They think
no,
ain't nothing no greater than it.
no,
That's them. They vote. And they vote 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4, 4, 5 times. Some of them do. Some of them
Well,
don't even vote. Some of them dead folks don't even vote and get their vote
I,
counted.
I I want to say this and hope I don't get us in trouble, but I've been monitoring. Actually, it, this messages come to Sam's telephone. They think Sam is somebody named Lance. Now y'all stay with me for a minute. And this bunch that's doing it are doing it on phone numbers from Alabama, and you try to call those numbers and you get the recording, it's not a working number. So they're playing games with the computers and stuff like that. But today's message was, Lance, we hope you're with us and know our Black Votes Count campaign is ramping up, and we want you on board with us.
Lance.
Black Votes Count campaign. Yes.
Mhm. Lance,
Well,
your
I,
man Lance, he ain't a black man. He's a white man, ain't he? Your
You
man
know
Lance.
Sam.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
thought.
coming to his phone, and
Change
they
your
think
gender
he's
and race.
somebody. They think he's somebody named Lance.
I
But
know.
listening to all this stuff is kind of interesting how they're trying to stack the deck, if you will, for this upcoming election in November in the state of Georgia. Now, this is all pertaining to the state of Georgia.
Oh,
well,
they
let me tell
soliciting
you
his vote.
something.
He live in Alabama, but they soliciting his vote for Georgia.
They're soliciting his support. Exactly.
And his vote.
Let,
How
let me
about
tell you
that?
something about Georgia. I can sum up this conversation right quick. We got one hope, one chance, one hope, and his name is Brian Kemp. If we don't put him back in office, we in trouble. I'm telling y'all, we got to put him back in there. But I won't, before we get too deep in politics, because I thought I knew a little bit about politics. Now I know, you and Charlie with your background, you know a good bit about politics, and Floyd is just wise. And the Bible says, hang around with wise people, and you look and you learn stuff. That's why come I love Floyd so much. I'm always learning stuff from him. He's always teaching me something. So I want y'all to explain this to me now. Joe Biden is the president of the United States, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that is correct. Go ahead.
How do you get elected president of the United States if you've never done anything? Because every single thing that has happened ain't been his fault.
Well, he
So,
learned from the pro. He learned from Barry Barack Hussein Obama. Because nothing that Obama ever did was his fault. He was always trying to clean something up. He inherited the mess, is what Barry said. And he was preaching on that the whole time. He going around the whole world telling everybody how bad the United States was, and it wasn't his fault that nothing bad was happening. It was not never his fault. He learned from the best, and that's their MO. That's their way of doing business. That's their game plan, if you will.
When you said that, let me point out something to you, Queasel, that really hits home. And they may come to my door after me in a minute, but I'm gonna say this or bust. The deal with Joe Biden's kind of like the deal with old Meemaw over here in Alabama. They're career politicians. Ain't never done nothing in their lives. Well, Meemaw taught school for a
yeah,
little
but now,
while.
wait a minute
And
now,
she
Charlie.
turned, whoa. She turned to politics. And for 42 years, she's got a check from the taxpayers for doing whatever she was running for at the time. And sometimes it was nothing at all. Same thing with Joe Biden. And they get addicted to this stuff. It's called power.
But
They
Meemaw's
get
standing
addicted
up
to it.
now. She's standing up for the right thing over in Alabama.
Well, she gave $2 million to help them start a LGBTQXRZ transgender friendly school in Birmingham, Alabama. She didn't tell everybody about standing up for that. They all got things they're not too proud of, but when it comes election time, they start firing bullets at each other, and it's whoever the public believes the most is the one who ends up winning the deal. But it's just it's a blood sport. Politics, Floyd, will you agree it's a blood sport?
It is.
And
It's
it's
ruthless.
all about power. It ain't nothing
Yeah.
but power.
If it's a blood sport, we the one that's bleeding.
Yeah, yeah,
That
they
that
don't bleed.
that is that's the bottom line, Queasel. You got it. You got it.
Yeah,
Well,
they
I
We the
just
don't.
one
wanted
that
to
suffer.
know. I just wanted to know because I got to listening to some of the tapes of some of the stuff he was saying, and nothing's happened his fault. So I just figured a man that ain't never nothing been his fault ain't never done nothing. So how did he get elected? But I don't reckon it matters. It don't make a difference. November's coming. November's coming.
And we better get out and vote.
We sure have. We sure have. Boy, let me change the subject on y'all. I've been farming today. Floyd, you've been so proud of me. I've been
You been
farming.
whoa. You been farming?
I've been farming. I've been farming. Now my farming is more in the line of the green acres that Oliver Wendell Douglas and Mr. Haney and Mr. Kimball and all them was on. That's my farming. But me and my wife got out there this morning early and we was digging taters. We ain't got no tractor with no plow. We was digging taters with a shovel. I
That's the way
dig
to
them
do
up
it.
with a shovel and got them up like that. Then we picked we dug all our taters and then we picked a big mess of snap beans and cut some cabbage, man, picked some dill pickles, been farming all day and then get the rest of it ready and getting ready to plant some more peas. And Floyd, you've just been absolutely proud of me. I had a tiller that I had when we used to live way out yonder at the other place. And you know how long ago that's been. That's how
On
old that tiller
91,
is. On 91.
that's an old
Don't
time, man.
don't think haywire and duct tape won't fix nothing because it will.
Make it
You
go.
right.
You
It'll
make it. Well,
flat
you
do
dug
it.
in potatoes right, because you skin them all up with a plow. You skin them all
Yeah.
up, and half of them are right. My next question is my landscaping professional. He's real interested in. He don't know you got no potatoes. I'm not going to tell him, so that'd be up to you. He knows Jimmy Hope got potatoes. He knows
Yeah.
Chief Hope has got potatoes, and he
Yes.
keeps wanting to know. See, I don't have any potatoes. Leo's my landscaping professional. Leo, he got a row about 4 feet long. That's what he got. That's the crop. But Jimmy Hope's got several rows long. He keeps wanting to know about when Mr. Jimmy gonna dig his taters. I
Yeah.
don't know. I said I don't know about the tater digging. I'm not involved in the tater digging there, Leo. He said the tater digging and the fishing deal is real important on my man. And I've had him 2 or 3 days, couple of days this past week. And he's in fact we called Chief Hope one time because
Yeah.
one morning
Yeah.
I had
We
to
was
call
up there looking for that oil well when y'all was
I
called.
had
He
to
called
call
him.
Chief Hope and get it, get straightened out about the tater digging and all. He said, Chief
Yeah.
Hope said his potatoes ain't quite ready yet. They ain't ready. He said, when the vines start going back, then he'll start digging his taters. But until
Well, that's
then,
what mine happened. My vines started going bad, so I dug them and Leotis called up there. He didn't want to know if we found no oil. He was interested if we found any fish or when the
fish,
tater was going to get well. And
that's it.
then he was more interested if them fish was going to find his house than they was
That's,
if we had found any fish.
that's
So
it.
we
So
wanted
y'all
to do.
need to
But
do
let me
that. You
tell you
need to get
what.
it squared away tomorrow. I don't know if you going to church tomorrow. Chief Hope's
Yeah, I'm
going
going.
to
I
church.
see him in the morning at church.
See
Let
him
me
in the
tell you
morning.
what it is.
Y'all try to get that deal squared away with him on them potatoes. He's worried about it.
Y'all listen to this right here. Yeah, when we was leaving out yesterday, we met these folks, and they come by. We got to talking. And this fella got to talking, and the more we talked, he kept looking at me, and he said, I know you from somewhere. He said, I know your voice. He said, I know you from somewhere. I said, really? And he said, yeah. And we got to talking, and he said, you wouldn't have never happened to been over in that theater over in Colquitt, Georgia, had you? I said, well, yes, sir. I said, I was there before we got fired. He said, yeah. He said, y'all was on the radio announcer, wasn't you? I said, I was one of them.
No, man, you making this up now.
I promise.
Where
I
was you at?
promise.
Where was you at?
Well,
We was at Cotton Hill.
Oh yeah, okay.
Listen, wait a minute, it gets better. Listen to the story. And he said, them other two with you, still with you? I said, yeah, we still hang around. He said, well, what y'all doing? He said, we knew y'all wasn't there no more. I said, yeah, we got fired. I said, we the only folks in the United States of America got fired from a non-paying job. But I said, we got fired. And he said, well, he said, we went back up there one more time. Y'all wasn't there. He said, we sure missed y'all. And he said, so what y'all doing? So I got to telling him about what we were doing. And then his wife spoke up. And she said, well, you know, they were from Tallahassee, Florida. I got the name right there, Mike and Joanne Strickland from Tallahassee, Florida. They're supposed to be watching tonight because they didn't know how to get there. He is a retired Florida Highway State Patrolman trooper from Tallahassee, Florida. And they come up here to them shows. And she said, and what we used to do, she said, we've been coming up here for years. And she said, our favorite thing about coming up here was we could watch that other fella that y'all was with sometime on his television show. I said, you talking about Charlie Platt? She said, that's him. She said, what happened to him? I said, same thing happened to us. I said, I think he's doing a paying job though, but the same thing happened to us. And she said, she said we couldn't get him in Tallahassee, so she said we come up here every time we could, and we could watch it on the Dothan channel on and you can on antenna, and we watched his show. And she said we turned it on one day and y'all was on there, and she said we watched it every time we come up here, and we laughed. And she said we watched him when it was just him, and they talking about how interested it was, how you know when to plant your garden, you know what the weather was going to be, you know what the level in the water of the lake was going to be, all the important stuff. And we wound up talking for 30 minutes or an hour, and they up there for 2 weeks out of Tallahassee. Small world.
But
man. They're supposed to be watching. So, Mike, if you and Joanne's watching, hey, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and we glad y'all watching. And maybe we won't get fired from this, and we might get cut off. But I don't know.
They can't fire. They can't fire. There ain't no way they can fire. I don't know. I didn't think you could get fired from.
Whoa, there. Yeah. Hold it. Time out. They watching from Cotton Hill.
That's what I'm talking about. See there?
They not. They Cotton Hill right now. Just came over on the computer.
Y'all thought I was making it up.
No,
they are right there.
Kristen told them
from Cotton Hill.
Kristen told them how to get all hooked up. They asked me. I told them I didn't know how to tell, but Kristen told them how to get all hooked up in it. Now them's good people.
Yes, sir.
Good people.
Yeah, that's the kind of people. That's the kind of people that kind of gravitated toward us. You know, when we were doing that, that's the kind of people that gravitated toward Swamp Gravy. You know, would just be droves of people because it was meaningful. It meant something to people. What was going on? It was meaningful to them, and it was something they didn't right easily forget. You know, you can look at something now on television, and if you can look at it long enough. I can't bear to look at it, but just a few seconds at a time. Most of it, you forget about it. You don't even know what it's from. It's something insignificant. It means nothing. Absolutely. TV is the most nothing thing that there is going right now. Absolutely. There's nothing on that.
I agree.
It's getting worse and worse and worse.
I told Mike where I was somewhere that I couldn't talk about Jesus, I was in the wrong place. I need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't talk about him, I need to leave. You better believe it.
Let me throw something in. I want to say something that before Marvin comes in, everything gets crazy. You know, when Marvin comes in, everything will get crazy. And I wanted to make this point tonight, 10 years after the fact, to again thank everybody that prayed for me. I celebrated 10 years post heart surgery this week.
Good night.
Good. And don't seem like that long.
Well, it has been, and it was from a situation to where Dr. Ed Plans told the family you might want to go ahead and make the final arrangements. I don't think you'll ever come off this ventilator. And then the follow-up visit was, wish we could say we fixed you for a year or 2 or 3, but the shape you're in, you may not be here tomorrow. And that was 10 years ago, boys. And I thank the good Lord for every day I've had since then, and for the folks that prayed for me and got me through that. Because it was, and Dr. Plans is no longer with us. If you asked him, he would have told you it wasn't me. It wasn't supposed to be the way it was, but it was. And,
well, he can take over when medicine can't.
Yeah, exactly. And I just 10 years is that's a good run there.
That's a good
And
record there, man. And you ain't,
I
hey, and it ain't
appreciate.
been no cakewalk for you neither, Charlie. You think
No,
about it,
no,
man.
but
It ain't. You ain't been eating that rainbow stew and drinking that free bubble up every day these past 10 years. You've
No,
had
yeah.
you've had some
free
challenges, but you're
free
doing
bubble
good.
up.
But what matters is right now. You're doing good right now.
Exactly.
What matters?
I ain't remember that free bubble up rainbow stew. Boy, that hits home there.
That's it.
Merle Haggard.
They some folks drinking it. They drinking it every day, but it's gonna turn bitter on them. I'm afraid. It's
You
gonna
know,
turn sour.
people don't realize, fellas, what a blessing life is, what a blessing your health is. People don't realize it till they walk the road you walk, Charlie. You know, like you was talking about on that ventilator and down for all that time and not supposed to make it. They don't appreciate it. We take too much for granted.
Yeah,
We
every
we
day.
we, we take too much for granted. The Bible talks. It speaks about that. It says that. We. It says that we planning about what we're gonna do and what we're gonna do. It said we don't need to plan at all. We don't even know we're gonna be here tomorrow. We don't
That's
we don't
it.
need we don't need to so this
Talking about these folks uh, that are up there again to our newfound friends at Cotton Hill. He touched on a point that is so true that the way you three could make people laugh at Swamp Gravy, it was just like nothing else, and it never will be duplicated. It just it was something that was meant to be until that old gal didn't like it, just like old gal from Colquitt didn't like me anymore. It started all my problems. Could we
You get
preach on it was the women that caused them? No, y'all y'all had the ability to make me laugh like I've never laughed before, and then I'm just proud we got to be good friends after y'all made me laugh.
well, yeah, we
It's
still
been
here.
great.
Hey, we still here. They still there, and we still here.
Hey,
Yeah, this we
what's the
just
preacher doing down there?
I'm
there
here,
he
baby.
is. Look at
I'm
that. Come
here.
on,
Hey,
Marvin.
I'm here. I am
Tell him
here.
where you at, Marvin. Tell him give
I've been
everybody an update.
I've been on the square in Colquitt, Georgia, announcing the Promenade 2022 for the Miller County High School prom being held at the historic downtown theater. As they walked across the red carpet, I would call out their name. I had this my agent booked this a long time ago, so I had to fulfill it.
Yeah. I imagine you
uh-huh.
probably needed to do what your agent told you to
Yeah.
do too, don't you?
That
I,
agent
I,
that agent he did need to do what he told
Yeah.
him to
Yeah,
do.
I
where
agree.
are we? Where are we on the big screen tonight? I'm dying to know.
Um we ain't on a big screen tonight. We on the little screen tonight, and hey, we just thanking God we on the little screen tonight.
Hey,
Next week we gonna be on a 140-inch screen, but tonight we just doing good to be on a 2-inch.
look at him. We on a new screen at Cotton Hill Campground. That's good
That's
enough.
right.
We on a
That's,
new screen. They got some new friends.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Hey guys,
So
I got to
do.
do this real quick right here.
MC Construction LLC, Colquitt, Georgia, specializing in all your construction needs. 30 years experience, fully licensed and insured. Give Mr. Marion Cobb a call at area code 229-400-2575. There's no job too large, there's no job too small. MC Construction LLC, all your construction needs. Why call the rest? Go ahead and call the best.
Got to get the bills paid, boys. Got to get the bills
Well, that was
paid.
nice. Was that
Whoa,
Ron Burgundy doing that?
Do what now?
Was that Ron Burgundy doing the
That was
announcement?
that Weather Channel voice. That was that Weather Channel voice.
Roy Fox did that one for us.
That's
From the
that Weather
great
Channel
beyond.
voice.
This
Yeah.
what
Hey,
did Ron
look here.
You got to cup
I
your
want to
ear a little bit.
say. Let me say this. I plan on being in the service at Flat Creek Baptist Church tomorrow morning. at 10:30. Isn't that right? Is that when it starts? 10:30.
10:30.
Georgia time.
I'm
y'all,
planning to. I'm planning to
go ahead.
see him in all his glory. Good morning from Flat Creek Baptist Church. Today we're going to be talking, and that is great. I think.
That's
All right,
great.
listen, I got to do this because it's time for trivia time because I got several more photographs and videos we got to show tonight. So we need to go ahead and jump to trivia time, brought to us by Southern Hissy Fits, 109 West College Street, Colquitt, Georgia. Embroidery, t-shirts, tumblers, gifts, and more. Anything you need done, any Dirt Road Sports logo or memorabilia, you can get it right here at Southern Hissy Fits in Colquitt, Georgia. All right, guys, the trivia is this. It's a pretty easy one tonight. Well, I guess it depends on what you define as easy. This could be the greatest trivia question we've ever asked before. Need you to text the correct answer to 229-254-5060. Floyd, which one we going to take tonight?
Take the third one.
Take the third one that answers correctly. The third person to text and answer this correctly. Here's what I need. I need the correct answer and I need your name, okay? I don't know your name, so I need your name. And then if you're the winner, I'll call you back and get your address. We'll drop the campfire mug in the mail to you. Man, I know Colonel Joe Watson drinks coffee out of his 4 times a day, and he said it keeps it hot. And if you put iced tea in it, keeps it cold. All right, here's the trivia question tonight. I'm looking for the third person to send me the right answer with your name. Who actually sang the song, Fooled Around and Fell in Love? Who actually sang the song, Fooled Around and Fell in Love? That is the trivia question. Text the right answer to 229-254-5060. I need the correct answer and your name, and we will take the third person that gives us the correct answer. Fooled Around and Fell in Love. Who actually sang the song?
That's a good one, Marvin.
Am
I'm
I
proud of
eligible
that.
to win?
No,
No,
we
you're
ain't.
not eligible.
But
I
that's a
can't take
good.
credit for it. That's Floyd's song. I mean, Floyd
Well,
come up with that one.
that is a
Well,
good trivia question. Yes,
I
sir.
can't help who come up with it. I just know the answer. I don't know am I
I,
eligible to win.
You
All
didn't
right,
know the answer when
we
I
got
first
one.
heard it.
We got Susie Stinson was the first correct answer, and then this one right here, Tyler Johnson sent in Elvin Bishop. That is not correct.
Oh, no.
And Dakota Coffee put Marvin Gaye. All right, got number. No, that's right. Somebody's calling him. Lord knows this thing's going wild. Hello, I can't put you on the air, but I'm here. What's up?
Rick, what happened to that Weather Channel
not
voice,
Elvin Bishop. That's not the right answer, but thank you.
that voice went away, didn't it,
It
Queez?
did go away.
Hold on,
Y'all listen to him when he talks about a weather system coming out of Mississippi. It takes him 15 minutes to announce Mississippi.
All right, Floyd. Man, they're coming in left and right, but I ain't got but one correct answer right now.
Well, that means you got to have
That's
two
good.
more.
That's good. They thinking.
Yeah.
All right, all of you that are out there, y'all keep texting me. Elvin Bishop is not the right name.
That's right.
All right, we got a winner. She kept trying till she got in. Miss Susie Stinson, Sterling Stinson's wife, is the winner, and the correct name is Mickey Thomas. Mickey
Yes,
Tell me
sir.
when y'all can see that.
That's him. Big
That's it.
K Road,
Do it.
Georgia.
From Cairo, Georgia, and Miss Susie Stinson and Mr. Sterling Stinson. I reckon they can share the mug. They are the winners. Man, I appreciate all of you, man. Y'all have been wearing my phone out. I appreciate every one of you texting in tonight. A lot of Elvin Bishops. But the correct answer is none other than the world famous Mr. Mickey Thomas, originally from Cairo, Georgia. And another winner this week of the Southern Hissy Fits Dirt Road Sports and Charlie Platt Show Trivia, and they will win a campfire mug. Congratulations up in Blakely, Georgia to Mr. Sterling and Miss Susie Stinson for the correct answer. Hey, guys, wanted to show this to you. I know Charlie's got one. Some of my church folks went up to Hiawassee this week to the mountains. Look at that little baby bear right there on the dirt road this week.
Whoa.
Right there. And then Charlie, you sent me one. Now there's a turkey in it, but then there's also a commode blown up. I needed an explanation on this.
Well,
No,
the turkey was on the dirt road leading to the barn, and they started walking the roads after turkey season went out. They smarter than what most folks give them credit for. Now, Queasel, I think, knows, being the fire chief and public safety director, he knows what this other picture's all about. Would you tell him, Queasel?
well, after much investigation and much evidence that we had discovered and uncovered, Marvin had made a speedy trip down to the Mexican restaurant. He didn't have long. He went down there and ate in a hurry and had to get back for a meeting. And he got in the meeting and was in the meeting about 30 seconds, and that's what we found.
Well, I,
That's
I
what
heard
we
it was
found.
I
We had
heard it was
six.
a burrito blast at Taco Bell. Is that correct?
Well, we ain't got no Taco Bell, but it was a Mexican restaurant. We had 6 fire trucks and 2 helicopters there. We didn't know what had happened back there in the back of City Hall.
Hey, Charlie, first time 2.99 burritos. Look at the damage.
Floyd, what you say Grandma looked like when she was shaking herself off coming out?
Yeah, Grandma says, he said, now look at that. Says, what I've been telling y'all. Said, what if your grandma had done that in the house? That's what it would have looked like.
Whoa!
Hey, y'all, I gotta play this right here. Wayne Goocher sent this in this week. There's no audio with it, but I want y'all to see what cousin Wayne Goocher does to help us out on the farms in. I think they need to just send Wayne Goocher over to Ukraine, and he could take care of a bunch of that.
Looked like he meant
That
business.
is that's a good service right there, because those things
Yes,
are
sir.
they can do some damage, my friend.
They
You're
everywhere.
right.
They everywhere.
Was they like that, Floyd, when back in this? Was they that many back when you were farming all the way back in them days?
Now let me tell you how all this is transpired. Let me tell you how
Okay.
all this transpired. This is actually our federal government. The result. This is a result of federal government. Y'all remember back out when I was farming, everybody the farmers they were borrowing money from the FHA, Farmers Home Administration. Oh, they was a salvation. They were gonna save everybody. Borrowing money. And then the FHA, Farmers Home Administration, folks would come out there and say, you know what would be really nice for some cash flow is you put in a hog house, big hog house. So you go, and we're gonna finance it for you. We're gonna finance it for 30 years for 3% interest. So let's put a big hog house in, all this hog house and all this kind of stuff. Well, farmers started growing hogs. They started growing hogs, and it wasn't a very profitable endeavor, if you will. And so basically, what was happening is when you was taking a load of hogs off, you might as well just roll up a $20 bill and stick it up his rear end and send it with him, because that's about what you was losing there. So what they decided to do said, shoot, I can't feed these things. I can't feed these things, and nobody want them, can't sell them. I'm
Turn
gonna
them out.
turn them out. They turn them out in the woods. That's why these hogs, these ain't Razorback hogs that Gucci and folks like that's killing, man. These is Hampshires and Durocks and Poland China hogs. They hybrid hogs. They done all mixed up in there together, crossbred and breeding like you would not believe. Crops up left and right. But that's how that government program. See, there you go. When you get your The government says I'm from the government and I'm here to help you. I'm gonna save you. Y'all better let me tell you what you better do. You better turn around and do like Uncle Charlie done with the oil well folks. Say, baby said, I don't want to move. I want to stay here with what I got. So
Exactly.
that's my opinion on it. And I think anybody that has farmed back in them days, and some of them still farming now, God bless them, they know the drill. They know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
They had business.
Bad business. Hey, they'll get you, son. They'll get
And
you.
I think that was Wayne was doing that at night with a night scope.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir.
He gets up at night. He said he wakes up in the night and with a cold sweat because he knows they out there eating up his peanuts and his corn and everything he's got planted out there, rooting from one end of the road to the other. They'll get out there where you plant peanuts. They'll start right here on this end and they'll root to the other end and eat every peanut seed there is out there.
That's what my
They
guys.
got that poison on that. They got that poison on. They ain't gonna kill them. They just deworm them. That's all it does. They keep rolling.
My guys up here that farm.
That's where we got them from. Is farmers turned them out because they couldn't afford to feed them and they couldn't sell them. Farm program. Farm programs. Thank you. Broke more folks. Out of
Why come you all dressed in black? You trying to be Johnny Cash tonight? I mean,
Yeah.
what's the deal?
Well, I just kind of like to be incognito.
Oh,
You gotta when you ain't. I mean, I'm not there to be seen. I was just there to be heard.
Oh,
now,
Oh.
he's doing it. Ron Burgundy's doing it here. Who you announced, Marvin? Give us a sample of how you announced. Give us a little sample of how your announcements was going tonight.
Yeah.
Like I would say, this is Miss Quantavious Bright being escorted by Mr. Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay.
You didn't use your Weather Channel voice?
No.
Oh yeah. I had to use my Weather Channel voice, but you know how it is.
He's not using it for us.
They must have paid him to do this deal.
Yeah, he don't use the Weather Channel voice for free.
I rode up there. I had to go up there to the drugstore a while ago and get some medication, and I rode by there when they were getting set up for it. They had the what do you think, the theater where they got the little poles up with the carpet rope on it, with the velvet rope. You know, they had that roped off across there, and they had they didn't have the red carpet, did they, Marvin?
No. But they had the red carpet like ropes like you would see in a movie theater. The theme was The Great Gatsby, going back to the Roaring '20s.
Was everybody dressed up? All the promettes and the promers all dressed up to Gatsby, or did they have on some?
No, I didn't see any of them with them big long Virginia Slim things sticking out, from the black thing, and the hats and all the beads and all that. Didn't see any of that.
Feathers and all that had. Well, if you got a theme, you need to kind of.
Yeah.
Did you got any pictures of any of them? That was what the outfits and all they had on.
No, I couldn't take pictures. I was trying. See, they were handing me cards, and I was trying to make sure that I pronounced these children's names correctly. So that was where my mind was focused at, pronouncing their name correctly. It's kind of like in the auctioning. All you focused on is selling that one item, and then when you sell it, you're done. You move on to the next.
Move on. That's right. You don't.
Did you have a chance to look over these names before you did it?
Absolutely not. They handed it to me, and I had like
boy,
30
that ain't
seconds.
smart.
I did have 30 seconds. I had 30 seconds to lean over and say, "How do you say this chick's name?" And if they couldn't respond, then it was the best I could do. That's the way I do it.
That ain't no fun.
You're hanging, baby. Hey,
been there.
That's okay. You done good. You volunteered your time and your service. You civic minded. You're a good, decent human being for doing that. I know those kids will remember it for the rest of their life. And some of them, might want to emulate you, later on in their life. They may want to be a news forecaster, weather forecaster, newsman.
Who was the guy you said now that cupped his hand? What's that name again?
Ron Burgundy.
Ron Burgundy.
Okay. Ron Burgundy. He was in a movie.
Okay.
I never did see it, but I've heard jokes about it.
All right, we got a question up here from Georgia Bean Prepper. Did Floyd go to auctioneer school? Absolutely. He went to the Ivy League of auctioneer schools, the creme de la creme, Mendenhall, North Carolina. He has an Ivy League auctioneer school degree.
Whoa, go Floyd.
Yeah, it was good. They got it
Is
learned
that
out there.
poison ivy or what kind of ivy now is
Now
that?
he's got Ivy. I'm telling you, son. He went to that is the Mendenhall is the like in the colleges you got the upper echelon Harvard and Yale and all of that. That's where Mendenhall is.
That ain't upper echelon to me.
Well, it is in the auction business.
I mean, in the college business, I don't know about
Well,
the auction business.
now they ain't got no football team. I agree with you on that.
Well, that's what college is about, ain't it?
Well,
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Nothing else
I mean,
matters.
they bring in more money than it brings in more money than anything else.
That's right.
I agree with you on that. All right, Floyd, it's getting close to time, so we got a brand new intro tonight. Y'all just sit.
It's that time once again. Time for Floyd's Short Lists and More. Brought to you by Berry Hill Auctioneers. Berry Hill Auctioneers, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of the great, the world famous Floyd's Short Lists and More. And now, please make welcome Mr. Floyd B. Lloyd.
Hey, everybody.
Man, Floyd. You done got the Weather Channel voice, brother. I'm telling you, you are stepping
We're going to
up.
be unionized. We're going to have to be unionized after that.
Good.
Union folks will be calling us. Oh, Marvin puts us on now. He does the dog now. Marvin knows.
Don't he does?
How often do we talk about this about Marvin? He don't half step doing nothing.
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 If he can't
Marvin,
go first class, he stays
all the
on.
way. He's first class all the way, and
That's right.
Marvin may not
Be careful.
be the most skilled announcer you ever heard. But what he lacks is skill, he makes up with enthusiasm.
And now here's Floyd.
That's it. I'm reflecting a little bit. Y'all know I like to reflect with y'all sometime here. I got my old Miller County Liberal here, and I'm gonna show this here to y'all. This is Miller County Liberal, and it is August 31st, 1978. 1978. What was that? 20-something years ago, 50 years ago almost. Something I don't know how long ago.
44.
A long time. There's a picture of a fire
years.
truck on there. Y'all see that old picture of that fire truck on that? That was that's what the fire department had before some people got involved in it and made it what it is today. Now it's one of the greatest fire departments in the nation, and that's what the fire truck looked like. But anyway, this is our old fire truck. I don't know what that is, a 47 or 48?
42. 42. Peter Purse on a Chevrolet chassis.
Great day. That was it.
That's what
what they fought fire with in Miller County, Georgia, until I reckon about 1978 or 79 or 80.
65. That truck was at the Army Air Base in Bainbridge. That truck right there, that was it. And when they closed that base, the city bought it, and that was a fire truck until 1965 when they bought that old white Ford they had. Yeah. And that's what we started with, them two trucks right there. You saw the shape Patton was in.
Yeah, and that was in the city or the county or wherever you got the fire call out. They went, they had the siren, they pulled the cord on the siren would be going, and they get there just in time. I think what was they able to save when they got there, Queasy?
Chimney and the doorsteps if they was made out of concrete.
That's what they could save at that time. Man, we've come a long way, Hank. We got one of the greatest high-tech state fire departments there is in the world. But anyway, that was it was in this 1978 Liberal that I've got. And I just want to read y'all. I'm going to reflect a little bit and read y'all a few things here that was happening in 1978. And then we're talking about the JCs. We had a real strong Miller County JCs chapter. And that was a chapter. I don't know if a lot of towns don't even have them anymore. We don't have one anymore. A lot of cities don't have, but it included men between the ages of 18 and 35. Brought them into the community, did community work, volunteer work, and the JCs started meeting and growing and we became a real strong organization and really helped the fire department. And Queasel was a JC. He was part of that deal. But here's something else. JC's feed the football team. Miller County JC sponsored a hamburger supper for the coaches and the players of the Miller County Pirate football team at the football field last Wednesday night. The JCs also presented the team with a check for $500 to use for filming the games each Friday night. So the Miller County JCs did that. And here's another. JC's manned the call number for the telethon. That was the Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy telethon.
That's right.
The JC's kind of managed that to get money, make money, get money rolling in for that. And here's one right here. Here's an interesting story out of 1978. Miller County Sheriff's Department loses grass. You want me to go on?
Yeah, did it.
Okay. That's the headline. Miller County Sheriff's Department loses grass. Where's that? Where is that? I can't. Miller County Sheriff's Department loses grass. For the third time. This ain't first. Y'all listen to the story. For the third time, the Miller County Sheriff's Department has been burglarized. It has been burglarized. Third time. It looks like somebody would be on duty at it. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, it says the front window at the sheriff's office was broken and growing marijuana plants taken from a desk. So they had some pot growing inside the sheriff's office in there, but somebody said, hey, man, look at it. They got some good weed in that. In the past, the culprit had only cropped the top of the large plants. A little bit. You can't make this stuff up. I'm reading this. You cannot make it up. Leaving the bottom to grow and be harvested at a future date. He's just going to clip the top out of it. I'll come back and buy more now and I'll give you some more of it. So he left it there. So this time, the thief took giant pot plants, pots, and all. This greedy thief may have ended a good thing by taking the healthy plant in its entirety. The window pane are getting a bit expensive. Some of y'all out of top that. I want you to top that. Some of you folks making is Sop Choppy or Camelton or somewhere. Top that.
Nothing but the truth.
But anyway, here we go. We better go ahead and get our short list, hadn't we, Marvin? Let's get started on this. Y'all know there's been a lot of news in the paper. Just yesterday, I was reading where the Pope has ordered the bishop in San Francisco not to give Nancy Pelosi Holy Communion because she funds all the abortion deals. She's big time all abortion. But anyway, and Joe Biden he met the Pope. Y'all remember he met the Pope one time. And here's one of my short list deals right here. Times that Joe Biden has met the Pope that he didn't crap in his pants.
Oh man,
that's the truth. That's the true story. None of this is made up. We make nothing up. We don't have to. The truth is much more interesting than fiction. Okay. Here's another one right here. Other than Barack Obama, United States presidents that have ever bummed a cigarette.
That's a good one.
Hey man, when you got let me hold one and smoke. Okay, here's another one. Other than Barack Obama, United States presidents who have ever smoked a Kent cigarette. I kind of focused in on that. I kind of focused in on that tonight on him. Okay. Other than Barry Barack Obama, United States presidents that have ever drank Schlitz malt liquor in the White House. Huh? We still on? Hello, y'all.
Yeah, we're there.
Y'all got me. Okay. Here's another short list, very short list right here. Times that Nancy Pelosi has asked God to forgive her for anything. Come on, some of y'all out there, the big Nancy Pelosi lovers, y'all call me. Tell me what y'all think she's asked God to forgive her for. Come on. Call us in. Here's another. People on Martha's Vineyard that care what a chicken or a tank of gas cost.
Uh-huh.
I was in the grocery store today. Nadine told me, said, get us some chicken breast. And said, we'll fix it. You fix it up all kind of good casseroles and things. She said, get us a box of chicken breast. I said, okay. She said, get us some cube steak, some pork chops. So I got all that. I get down there with the chicken breast. I can live with the pork chops and a steak. I can afford that. I get down there with the chicken breast. 3 chicken breasts in a pack, $16.
Oh.
$16.
Unreal.
Go buy you some chicken wings and take them home and cook them and see how you fare on that. Can't do it. Folks can't do it. Folks that's working for a living, making money, can't do it. Cannot do it. Folks on Martha's Vineyard, they don't care what it costs. It is not going to affect them. When you got $100 million, a $5 chicken breast ain't nothing. That don't mean nothing. That's chicken feed. Here's the last one. No, next to the last one. And don't y'all think about this one. This is fixing to hit the fan. Ways that paying college athletes will make them better athletes. Y'all know what's going on with that, don't you?
Ooh.
You're right, brother.
There are
You're
ways
right.
that paying them hundreds of thousands of dollars is going to make them they're 18 years old, and that's going to make them a better athlete. I want you to tell me how that's going to pan out for you. Anyway, tell me how that's going to work out. Here's the last one. Including his bladder and his bowels. Things that Joe Biden has any control over.
And once again, we bring it to you live right here on Charlie
Right.
Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, Floyd's Short List, and more. Charlie, it's that
That
time.
ain't the same voice you used when you brought him on.
Oh, me and you ain't as special as he is, Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Charlie, take it away.
Uh,
Or how about this? Here we go. Let me do it for you one time, Charlie. Charlie Platt, would you take us home there, buddy?
yeah. You look at that balcony tomorrow morning and see what's going on.
When you cup your ear, you just wait till you cup your ear in that balcony.
Oh, me. Folks, we appreciate y'all spending time with us. We've had a good time tonight. Talked some serious stuff, but we've laughed a lot as well. And if we can't laugh, well, we're gonna be in a mess one day. It's tough. $6 gallon diesel fuel down in Bonifay. Well over $4 a gallon gasoline everywhere around here. Of course, you look at 431 out here and 231. You think gas was 75 cents a gallon. Folks going to that beach down in Panama City, Fort Walton, and all these different places. We do need to be vigilant and pray for our nation and pray for one another. Because you don't know what your neighbor might be going through. You might be getting by pretty good, but your neighbor might not be in the same shape you're in. Neighbor might be going through hard times buying chicken thighs and not the chicken breast or chicken wings. So we all need to pray for one another and pray that we get through this stuff. We love y'all. Appreciate you so much. And with that, great to have Queasel back. You take it, buddy.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. It is good to be back. I missed y'all. But just been hanging around, doing a little bit of stuff. Hoping to get some internet one of these days, maybe. There's some dependable internet. I hope to get it. But listen, we just we can't tell you how honored we are that y'all think enough of us that y'all spend an hour every Saturday night with us. It's just a truly amazing to us that y'all would watch this mess that we do. And this is what we do when we come together. This is the conversation that we have. It travels about the same circles that we see on the show. But we love each other, and we love being around each other, and can carry on and pick at one another, and just have a good time, because that's what life's all about. It's about having good times. You heard Charlie earlier say how close he came, and how he appreciated everybody praying for him. You know, life is fragile. And sometimes we don't realize that. We just really don't stop to think the blessings that we have. But we do appreciate y'all. We love every one of you. We're glad to have our new friends from Tallahassee on. We hope they join us every week. And but I want to tell you something. There's a little secret as to why the four of us can laugh. And that secret is this. You see, we done read the book, and we know who's gonna win in the end, and we all on the winning team, and so we can laugh. Let me tell you something. If you ain't on that winning team, sometimes it's hard for you to laugh. You need to get in the book, and you know the book I'm talking about. Marvin fit to tell you about it. You need to get in that book, and then you will see why we can laugh and carry on, have a good time. But before we leave tonight, before I hand you off to Floyd, I got this thought that I want you to ponder on, because I've been pondering on it and I ain't figured out the answer yet. So I want you to listen to it and listen closely now. How far, just how far east can you go before you start heading west? Take it away, Floyd.
Great question, Quiz. I'll be thinking about that next week as I'm pondering some other things about how can I afford chicken thighs, maybe instead of chicken breast, but I'll be pondering all of that. Thank y'all for being with us, guys. We love y'all. We have a good time. Y'all just, our audience keeps growing. We see new names popping up here. The old names, of course, has been with us since we started this thing over 2 years ago. And we've been here. Somebody's been on site just about every Saturday night since then, being with y'all, and y'all have invited us into your homes and into your lives, and we appreciate it. We hope you got a little something good out of it. Like I say, everything we say is the truth. We don't make this stuff up. We don't have to. We just all we do is just repeat what we hear and see and what we know to be the truth. But y'all have a good week. Y'all have a blessed week. I pray that the good Lord will bless you and guide your steps this coming week and everything that you do. And I pray that he'll protect you and your family from any danger or harm. But we'll see y'all next week.
Guys, y'all know what tomorrow is. This Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. I'm going to encourage you to give him his due. Go to church where you can. If you're feeling well, go to church. If you can't, turn on something. Watch TV. Watch it online. Give the Lord his due tomorrow. Here's the scripture for the week. I appeal to you, brothers, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that all of you agree with one another so that there may be no divisions among you, and that you may be perfectly united in mind and thought. And that's what we as Christians ought to be. We ought to be united together in mind and in thought. And that's what the word encourages us. Guys, we love y'all. We appreciate you tonight. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be on the whole show, but we look forward to being back with you next week. Same time, same place. Facebook and YouTube, Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Guys, we love all of you. Y'all have a blessed day tomorrow and a blessed week. And hey, do this. Keep praying for rain. Keep praying for rain. That's and right. No matter what you do in life, always, 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 always be particular now.
See y'all.
Good night.